Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So in our last video we spoke about repotting of the new succulent that has been purchased with pot because a lot of times it does contain cocopeat. Now guys, there is another issue with cocopeat. I don't know how many of you will be aware about it, but over the period of time, as you all could see that how compact that cocopeat was in the last video, and over the period of time cocopeat has a tendency of becoming hydrophobic. Now if you're wondering what hydrophobic is, I'm going to show you an example. Over here I have another succulent. You can see the root ball, it's completely filled with cocopeat, and probably there is some garden soil in that, I'm not very sure. Now I have some water in this container over here. If I'm going to take this entire root ball and I'm going to put it into the water, you can see this, what's happening. This is called as being hydrophobic. Now what has happened over here is only the outer layer of soil is, or the outer layer is got a little bit wet, but it is still very compact, and the mix inside is not even watered. So what exactly happens over here? Let's say that this is your pot and you have this inside the pot. When you tend to water, because the cocopeat is hydrophobic, the water will repel from the cocopeat and it is going to reach from the edges. Because the soil has become very compact, there is going to be edges in the pot. The moment you water, the water is going to touch the cocopeat and it is going to repel. Basically it will be pushed out, and because you have a drain hole, that water will immediately pass through the drain hole. Now this is called as false watering because it gives you an assumption that you have done a complete watering. A normal person will think, great, I have done a complete watering, my soil is very loose, because the moment I added water, the water immediately passed through the drain hole. Now in reality, your root ball was never watered because the water just touched the cocopeat, it repelled and it passed through the drain hole. So in this case, your roots never received the water because the soil was very compact, it was hydrophobic. Your succulent will start to get dehydrated because your succulent roots are not getting any of the water. Every time you are going to water, you can see this is how it is just going to pass through. It is not going to water the roots, and every time you do this, and slowly your succulent will start getting wrinkled because it's not getting any of the water. All the water that you're putting in the pot is passing through without it wetting the root area. Let me check if I can open this root area and show it to you. So I'm going to take out all of the water and put it in this, and let's break this. And if I'm going to break this apart, the root area, you might have seen how many times I happen to dunk it in the water, but when I'm going to separate the roots, you can see it is completely bone dry inside. It is only the outer layer that looked like it is wet, but inside, if I'm going to take a look at this, you can see this, it's completely dry. It's even flying off with the air. So this is how it is going to be. So every time you are going to water, the water might not even touch the roots. It is just going to pass through. Only the outer layer or the upper layer is going to give an appearance that the soil is hydrated, but inside you can see it is completely dry. So this is another issue with cocopeat. Again, a lot of people say that I have been using cocopeat all my life. So guys, it depends. Probably it's working out really well for your environment, but for my environment, or for a lot of people who are from a very humid environment, it is not going to work out really well. Not only it is going to rot the succulent, it will also house in a lot of mealybugs. So it all depends upon you. This is something that I leave it up to you. If you want, you can go ahead and try it. If it has been working out really well for you, fantastic. But for a lot of people, it doesn't work out. And this is another reason. Only the upper layer of soil, only the upper layer is wet, but inside you can see it is all dry. If I'm going to just put it out, you can see it will just fall apart because it's completely dry and nothing has reached to the root area over here. Only the upper surface is wet. even after dunking it like 2-3 times. And this is how usually we tend to water. We just water in one go. The water starts to pass out through the drain hole and we think that we are done with watering. But in reality, the roots, the actual roots, have not even got the water. So this is another way wherein your succulent will start getting dehydrated. So it all depends upon you guys. I'm not saying that don't use Cocopeat. It's up to you. It's your succulent. If you want to try it, if Cocopeat has not been working out really well for you, then probably you can try my soil mix. But if Cocopeat is working out really well for you, you can continue doing that. It's up to you. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.